Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise villagers, if you will, of Reddit's subsection known as Casted. This is Breaker, and I'm giving you my cast for the daily. In the upper right-hand corner, spawning as our Zerg in the red trunks, his name is Ravage. In the lower left-hand corner, assuming he is the uploader, it's probably no big coincidence, his name is Spiders. And I am Spiders. As the caster of your upload, I'm going to try and do my best to kind of empathize with you. Instead of, I want to say, welcome to my cast, Spiders. What I'm going to try to do is, if you don't mind, my style of casting revolves around kind of blogging for a minute, you know, filling in the macro time, because obviously there's always a blank period of time where you can just talk about whatever in any game where, you know, there's nothing that's going to happen. I mean, it even happens at the GSL, World's Best Players, World's Most Action-Packed StarCraft 2 tournament. And there's always plenty of time to just talk about whatever the casters want to talk about in their spare time, be it a player's personality, their play style, what they've done in the past, or something that just happened, like as they got off the plane getting to Korea, or whatever kind of hectic stuff they might have gone through before getting to work. This is kind of strange. 2 minutes in, do we have no music? No, we do. It's just that it's just really quiet music. There we go. Okay. So I guess I better go ahead and introduce myself to you, Spiders. When I looked at your name, I actually thought of what's the word I'm looking for? A clan in Taiwan known as YE Spider. They are kind of a professional team, but they're spread across China, Taiwan, Korea, and I think they've got a couple of Japanese players, but I wouldn't really bank on that. Aside from that, I also, there's a play. Oh, God, sorry, I'm stuttering right now. Spiders, I did just donate plasma, so right now my head's pretty lightheaded. Yeah. And I just want to go ahead and highlight that your opponent went for a very strange kind of opener. He went pool first, and then he went for a hatchery. Kind of strange. I should have highlighted that at the start, but I'm such a horrible caster for not doing it. And here we go, the Reaper is out, and I'm a little curious as to why exactly did Ravage, your opponent, go this route without taking a gas. This is utterly confusing. He didn't take a gas, which would actually allow him to get link speed just a little bit faster. Maybe he just realized midway through the spawning pool completing that you were a Terran player and he originally thought you were something else. Or did you enter the game as random? I never would have thought of it that way. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to the loading screen. Anywho, it looks like your first kill on that Ling was accomplished with just a little bit of damage on the Reaper. No big deal considering 1-for-1, no micro, a Reaper can take down a slow Ling anyway. Alright, and here you are getting ahead of this one. He's just trying to get back home, and you slaughtered him mercilessly. Queen's gonna come over here and try and prevent you from getting some drone kills, but it looks like it will not work. We have drones trying to morph into the cheapest possible structures that Zergs possess. That would be the extractor. And now he's going to cancel both of them in the near future. There we go. Interesting follow-up by Ravage. He's actually going to try and go for, it looks like, I don't know, some kind of a queen. Just a creep spread play, I guess. Third queen. Still no gas. Making drones. This speaks to me in the essence that Ravage just really doesn't want map control as a Terran, or excuse me, as a Zerg. And this is also speaking volumes to Spiders as well, I'm sure. Here we go. The Reaper just got into the main, saw that, you know, nothing too terribly strange is going down. And it looks like Ravage is just going for link speed right now. And did he get he did get the third, but did you see that? Yes, you did. Okay, so now you're just going to come over here and start pecking at it. Perfectly respectable decision. And it looks like you're going to have about 50 seconds until Metabolic Boost is finished. And it looks like you are just barely doing enough damage to actually make this structure be destroyed before it has a chance to complete. But behind this, you're also going with a bio follow-up. Good job, Spiders. And now I'm going to take this in a third person instead of the second person. Okay, so this is a rather large map. Perhaps the most favorable style of play would be Ling Bling Muta for Zerg. It wouldn't be illogical to see a meching Terran. I mean, once you think about it, these three bases, they're just so close together that a Terran player can stay on them for a long time without having to worry about losing one or two bases. And mech is really not all that illogical. It's just that you have to have time to be careful. You have to have time to really make some damage happen with it. But alas, it looks like you're just going with a straight up bio play. And you're using these Hellions to buy you time. Good job, good job. Okay. Not only that, you're actually killing creep tubers. Good job, spiders. Double evolution chambers over here. Baneling that's going down behind that. Roach Warren as well, because when all else fails and you really want to deal with some annoying Hellions, you just build the Roach Warren. And it looks like another hatchery is going to go down here. For now, I think this amount of Lings could actually be a little bit dangerous, but it looks like we're actually going to see us around. Yeah, I'd like to see you get out of this one. Oh, this is the only mistake I see you making. Beautiful surround by Ravage, really. With spiders, it looks like he's going to get a couple of Hellions out there, I think. You know, but not if he's going to move on creep. Come on, that's just dangerous. And this I like a lot. Spiders is being annoying by any stretch of the human imagination that you could possibly imagine. If he's not killing Lings or drones, he's going to kill larvae. And larvae are quintessential to protect production for Zerg. But behind us we have +1/+1 going down for Ravage. Stuck at 62 supply. Double refineries at the natural going down for spiders. And he's also going for his third. It looks like he's actually not too far behind economically, all things considered. Just gonna look at this. Oh! That Widow Mine. Yep. I was about to say, I thought that other Widow Mine that was actually in the mineral line was going to explode on those Lings because it had just reloaded as they surrounded it. Lots of barracks cranking out Marines in the near future. Marauders can get cranked out only one at a time right now. That's about it. Combat shields also going down. Third for Zerg is actually considerably undersaturated. Natural, just a little bit, but all things considered, you know, I don't think Terran has to worry about saturating. They've got mules. Alright, here we go. UTD spiders just gonna go ahead and continue out the macro game. This is really dangerous because if he had more units on the ground already, he'd be okay. I know a lot of, I don't want to say high-level Terrans, but I want to say some challenging Terrans that I faced on the ladder. Certainly I've gone with just straight-up barracks, no reactors, no tech labs, nothing. Of course, they do have one or two barracks with, what's the word, tech labs attached to them, so that they can start cranking out marauders, you know, baneling tanks, if you will. And Ravage is trying to keep up the creep spread, and also simultaneously going for his fourth base. We also have the infestation pit going down here, Glio reconstitution being researched, and +1 flyer carapace going down. This is actually rather interesting because typically you would only go for +1 flyer carapace once you got air attacks finished. And here we go, roaches. And Muta is gonna go all out altogether, and I find this a little bit confusing. Why on earth would you do this? Typically, this is something that you wouldn't see as a very viable strategy, but I guess the roaches are coming in here to clear out the Widow Mines. Clever move by Ravage, really. Very few players I actually see at this level doing this. And if nothing else, the Mutas could always come in here and get a snipe on them. But if it's one thing that I must highlight right now, it's the fact that there are 5 Widow Mines here. It only takes 4 of them to kill an entire flock of Mutas. And that's assuming they all hit their marks. These Mutas are going to fly into the mineral line right over here and take down a missile turret and get a few worker kills behind it. The Marine stimming up, trying to come down and save that natural mineral line. I'm not sure if this is going to work out or not. but double missile turret going down in the main. SCV's already surrounded on the first one. Mutas get 1 or 2 kills, but they immediately retreat. Ravage is actually pretty far behind in this. I want to say, I mean, just look at the worker count. He should be about 10 workers ahead of his opponent. Meanwhile, we have a medevac drop coming down over here by spiders. And the engagement, it's like he's kind of against the wall, but I mean, at the same time, he didn't really block it up like he could have, if you will. He didn't have good positioning there. And he's going to force the links to come over here and drop in this direction. Alright. Spiders is just going to kind of move out through the middle of the map. Nothing wrong with this whatsoever, but I'm a little curious, where exactly is all of his supply tied up? Still making SCVs, it looks like. He's got +1/+1, and his +2/+2 are going to finish at about the same time as our Zerg Zoros. And I don't know, it's just hard to say what else. Okay, so the Widow Mines are lined up. And the Marine Stim in the front position. The Baneling connection's not quite the best. Holy hell, we actually have spiders in a pretty advantageous position, but he's got to be very careful with those Widow Mines. They could actually connect with the Marines the wrong way. That's actually not the way you want to engage. The Marines are just straight up battling those Mutas. The losses so far are actually just a little bit in favor of Terran right now. I mean, honestly, I think it had to do with a couple of those Widow Mine engagements, or a couple of those Widow Mine connections, moreover. A lot of them, did hit the Mutas, and that softened them up to just the point where this little ball of Marines could take care of it with no trouble. Behind this, it seems that we have just 20 Banelings going down. It should be able to take care of this army that's here right now, but what about reinforcements that may come in the future? That's going to be the big problem. And of course, oh man, a double medevac drop actually lands on top of this 3 o'clock pocket base. Ravage doesn't even get a chance to cancel it. And it looks like now, for the time being, he's going to try and deal with this drop. And it's just going to go down because spiders didn't manage it closely enough. Alright, so again, Marines grouped up over here. Widow Mine's unburrowing and reburrowing in appropriate positions. He's going to go ahead and put the weakest one that he's got right here, and it looks like these lings are just kind of chill over here for the time being. Yeah. Couple of nice Widow Mine connections on those Mutas as well. We do have a scan going down in the main, just getting a read on the tech, of course. This means that Ravage has basically more or less been revealed as having hive tech. With that, UTD Spider should know that his opponent should be going for +3/+3 very soon, but he should also know that he has essentially denied the economic support that +3/+3 requires. So we're not going to see +3/+3 until we can see a fourth base of some sort get reestablished. Like, just look at this. That Widow Mine, it killed something over there, and Mutas are coming back over here to get some harass done. They're gonna kill a few SCVs, and the positioning of the Marines is nowhere near the main. So actually Ravage is getting quite a few worker kills, but not quite worth his time. It's actually 71 SCVs to 61 drones. Again, something I must highlight is, in my experience, well-performing Terrans typically don't surpass 70 SCVs. It's really not too worth their time, especially considering once they get to 4 base, 3 base, so on and so forth. They can throw down infinite mules, and the only SCVs they'll need after that is basically to harvest gas. Okay, so here we go. Ravage, not quite at 200. Now he is, but of course, it looks like 5 of that is going to be tied up in Ultralisks. There's no getting around that. Oh, but these Widow Mines caught out of position. There's a Thor in all of this as well. 1 or 2 Widow Mines were burrowed, and it looks like the Overseer was taken down with that, but other than that, it looks like perhaps only 2 Mutas were actually killed in all of that. Okay, so Spider is again just moving across the map, trying to set himself up, but he doesn't know that his opponent's positioned right here. What's going on with Ravage? Was he not focusing here? Oh well, it looks like he's gonna get into this and engage it anyway. The Widow Mines were just completely out of position. They're all gonna reburrow from the back to the front. And it looks like 1 or 2 of them connected with an Overlord, but that's about it. The Ultras are now arriving to the party, so it looks like we're gonna see Spiders kind of get shooed back to the moment. And this is the beautiful part about it. The Ultras just kind of go down on those Marines like nom 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 nom, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, we see a 6th base going down now for Ravage. I believe, yes, a 5th and a 6th. Lots of medevacs already. 4th base already established by spiders, and his income should already be, I wouldn't say overlapping, but you know, that would be kind of an okay term to use here. Again, one thing that we must see every player do equitably, and I like what Ravage is doing here, the way he's managing his drones, but I'll get back to that in a moment. We do have another engagement going down over here between spiders and Ravage. It looks like once he reaches this planetary fortress, it may be a different story, but let's just see how this goes. Yes, he saw there was a planetary. He's like, oh no, I'm not engaging into that. Now the Marauders are going to chase down some of these ultras, and they'll have the ability to, but it's not because of... Oh my god! It's not because of the shells, it's not because of concussive shells, it's actually because of the fact that when they stem, they outrun ultras, and they do a lot of damage in high numbers versus ultras, but behind this we actually see that the mutas were able to chase down a good number of them and get a bunch of free damage done to them. Overall, I don't know who came out ahead in that engagement, but right now the Zerg's resources lost altogether have been higher than our Terrant. I need some water right now, and it looks like there's going to be a medevac drop going down. Maybe about here. Oh, this could be bad. He's caught between 2 different expos, and he's going to have to make up his decision, make up his mind on which one to take. But again, the one thing that so many Zergs have trouble doing, myself included, is just figuring out how to split their drones once their bases start going dry. And here we go. A whole bunch of Marauders going into this, and oh, the main link connections were sick. None of those Widow Mines got a chance to shoot. Got a chance to shoot off their missile, their Sentinel missile. Behind us, we have a medevac drop that was shut down, and it looks like both players' main armies are kind of getting whittled down just a little bit. Finally, we have +3, but only +2, not +3 attack for Zerg. And I think we need Ravage to really become conscious of this. Again, it's all tied up in the income. That tells the story right now. Workers, I just don't know where to place it. His gas income is far too high right now. I mean, just look at this. Pretty soon we're going to have... I want to say in the course of the next few minutes we could see 2,000 plus gas floating. And maybe 1,000 plus minerals. For 500 minerals, excuse me. Just give it a minute and you'll see what I mean. The only thing that really costs that much is infestors. Perhaps he's just now getting the idea, okay, maybe I should get some in the mix. We do see that pathogen glands are being researched, but we don't have any infestors in the mix whatsoever. And it's so difficult to land those money fungal growths, it really is. And my, the infrastructure continues to grow. Just look at this. Okay, look at this, look at this. Ravage is going to try and chase down UTD spiders, and he kind of reconsiders once he sees just how many Widow Mines, Marines, and so on and so forth are in here. But what is going down here? It looks like, oh man, Spiders is going to lose quite a few SCVs here, I'm thinking. Medevac drops and everything get pulled back here. Hold on. Wait, where's this going to go? +1 Carapace mutas. No wonder why it took so many shots for those mutas to kill the SCVs. They're actually +3 armor. Oh my god, everything gets A moved over here, but it looks like the SCVs got pulled along for the right too. Not what you want to do as Zerg. At the very least, okay, never mind. I'll get back to that in just a minute, as we do have Planetary Fortress taking an attack. It looks like Ravage is going to come under siege here. Oh man, is he going to lose this base? I think he might end up losing this base, but it all depends on just what's going to happen here in the near future. All of these units that are going to hatch. There is one Ultra getting ready to morph here, and the mutas, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I mean, just look at how strong these Marines are. Holy hell. One medevac full of mutas almost took down, or excuse me, one medevac full of Marines almost took down all those mutas, and now looks like the main army of Ravage has been destroyed. Behind this, what can he do to really save this? To really save himself and keep himself in this game. He's actually considerably far behind. It's just that UTD Spiders really has to find the opportunity to measure and benchmark how far ahead he is. As long as he is on 200-200, he should be trying his best to exchange his army, especially if he just killed an Expo. That is one rule to remember as a Terran. It's kind of a general rule, at least at this stage of the game. I'd say before 30 minutes of the game, it would be a safe thing to do. There are very few exceptions to this rule. Mutalisks are gonna try and take down some missile turrets, but again, the missile turrets, they don't have an armor upgrade yet, but I mean, the mutas themselves, if they had attack upgrades, things would die faster in front of them. A lot of these SCVs that survived their attack would actually not be here today if they actually had upgraded attacks. Scan goes down, clearing away creep tumors, and now Ravage knows he's in a bit of trouble. The only way he can hold off against this is if he gets an extremely favorable engagement. Baneling connections, pretty smooth, and it looks like all of these ultilisks are going to try and chase down what they can, but the Marines are spread really well. Queens are coming to transfuse, and that's going to buy them a few extra lives, a little bit more time, and this planetary fortress is what's really going to repel those ultras in the near future. Now again, let's go back to the income. It looks like UTD Spiders is about, I don't know, he lost some income there. I don't know how. There's still a full 8 mineral patches here. He didn't even pull SCVs. He didn't even hear mineral field depleted, and he pulled SCVs off of that line. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's a question for later. He could probably... I'll let him worry about that. I'm not the Terran. Okay, so... Ravage behind all this... Oh, man. How did I not see the fusion core go down, ladies and gentlemen? We actually have battle cruisers and Ravens in production now. We also have the Mobius reactor, is that right? Excuse me, the Behemoth reactor and the Corvid reactor. Mobius is for ghosts. And with that, I think we will slowly but surely start to see the beginning of the end for Ravage. Okay, so there we go. He's willing to throw away this entire bio ball just to make sure he gets that pocket lower right expansion that our ultras here are trying to defend so avidly. Again, so many ultras are in production, but at the same time, they can't really attack. You know, they can't really attack with the next wave of units that Spiders is going to send at him, and that's going to be Ravens and battle cruisers. But again, it's going to take time to get those units out on the map. Another wave, again, more Marauders and Marines. It actually seems like he's cutting off his Widowmine production because he doesn't want to have to deal with, like, spending a lot of gas. I don't know, the problem is, like, no, that's flawed logic. I made a mistake there, guys. Marauders, I believe, cost 50 gas, do they not? And with that, they just target down an ultra. Boom, just like that, easy peasy. And it isn't even cheesy. Behind this, Ravage could use a little more gas income. He should be putting workers on that, and he did just do that. Perhaps maybe take an expo here. Marines stimming up one at a time just to check up, and cut off a drone as it was going in to throw down an expo. But of course, our Zerg, being clever as he is not quite that susceptible. Instead, what he's got to do is he's got to worry about all these battle cruisers that are going to come into the mix. First two are already out on the map. Just look at that. Look at this. Okay, now the Ultras see this and they're like, okay, great, we're gonna take some free damage from flying units. Beautiful surround by Spiders, or excuse me, by Ravage, but at the same time, Spiders just picks up in these medevacs and he's good to go. The Queens, however, I think they might be able to hold fairly well. They're at +2 missile attacks on each of them. The biggest concern is, for any Zerg player really, would definitely have to be the fact that, oh no, it looks like, no, you forgot, he could have thrown down a fungal growth and that would have killed at least the Raven. Beautiful move, but at the same time, all in vain. More and more Banelings morphing. Ravage realizes that if he doesn't kill Spiders soon, this could be the beginning of the end. Battle cruisers are always the beginning of the end. They're like, I don't know, I think of them as flying cows, think about it. Cattle bruisers. Right? Anywho. Got 5 battle cruisers in the mix right now. One of them is being repaired by SCVs on the ground, I think. Perhaps. Maybe. Anyway. Behind this, it looks like we also have our Zerg trying to take a 7th base. I don't know. He was trying to take the... I guess you could call this Pocket 11. But he didn't quite get it. And now we have Infestors over here. Oh man. This game, guys. Whoa, but a huge Ling run by here is really gonna sap all the income from spiders, guys. I'm sorry I didn't see that sooner. I know, it's all the plasma that I lost, really. It's actually starting to get to my head just a little bit. Not huge in amount of resources lost, but definitely a start. And what is this? Hellbats getting thrown into the mix along with it? At any rate, here we go. Ravens are now targeting down the Ultras with Thunderseeker missiles. One of them did connect, but here we go. It's all going to come down to, I guess, this engagement. Stacked fungal growths go down on all those battle cruisers. Beautiful, no doubt. The problem is there's no Hydras, there's no Corruptors, and the last Queen was just taken down. Infested Terrans don't get any attack upgrades, as you can see. So they're made short work of by those battle cruisers. And it looks like we have Ravage basically beaten by a technicality. We've got... How much is this? How much supply is a single battle cruiser? I know in Brood War it was like 8, wasn't it? At any rate, all the ground army gets wiped up, but what's left of these flying beef-made bruisers is a completely different story. It's like, oh man. One of them has 12 kills, 13 on another, 5 on Dude War, Dude Blood, if you will. You know, we need more Corruptors, yes. I mean, Ravage knows that he needs more Corruptors, but the problem is he should have kept the scouting up. He should have started making Corruptors as soon as he knew that the first battle cruiser was on the map. Both players actually relatively low in the Harvester count, but of course that's not accounting for fuels. Fuels, of course, free. They only cost energy. They only cost a scan, if you will. And all these Lings are trying to run by, but I don't know. I think it would be really worth his time to actually burrow a circling over here, but does he actually have that ability? He does, but he's not using it. And with that, we really need to see, you know, some more hardcore, if you will, kind of harass. I think it would be okay to spread like 3 or 4 overlords over that and start spreading 3 altogether. Hellbat's finally coming in to play, and we see essentially Ravage using more Lings this time around because he just doesn't have the income to really support any more gas heavy units. Sure, we have Infestors, but I think these were the ones from earlier that we saw. Yes, some of them have kills, so they're veteran. They're Vetifestors. Yeah. Now it looks like these battle cruisers are trying to strive for map control. They're only +1/+1 and +2 armor. Excuse me. Oh no! Misclick! Mega misclick! No! Neural Parasite for our Zerg. No! What are you doing? Ravage! Oh my god, you just lost 2 free Infestors, man. Oh my god, the Corruptors are actually getting caught out on top of some Marines. That's not good at all. Meanwhile, we do have this little run-by activity happening here. And not so beautiful growth followed up by a and yes, I did just say a beautiful, nice one. Okay, it looks like we want to see this orbital command landing anytime soon. At least not there. It could land up here. It'd be perfectly feasible. But moreover, I don't know what to make of this game so far. I don't know, battlecruisers OP, but don't let your opponent get to battlecruisers. Let's find out where those Corruptors are. Over here. It's like, ouch! Oh, ow! Just gonna throw away Corruptors, bro? Come on, what's that all about? Banelings are being morphed right now. They really want to take this thing down, but the problem is we don't have the gas income for our Zerg to support that, really. And every expo that's being taken on the extremity now by spiders is basically being turned into planetary fortresses. It's really the safest move to go with, but wait. What is this? Sorry, I wish I knew how much damage the attack of the Corruptors was, but I don't. And these drones stuck on distance mining. And Ravage going to the lower right again, this little pocket-ish base, if you will. But, I mean, now the only untaken base is this one and this one, but there's Lings on them, and as long as there are Lings here, that's supply that can be used later on. All these Corruptors over here catching onto the base in this direction, but I don't know. That many Corruptors versus this many Battle Cruisers, it could be really close. Oh no! Hunter-Seeker missiles going down, and 2 or 3 of them get pulled off and thrown straight at those Ravens. They can't engage here because there are point defense drones, and as long as there are point defense drones, they will be able to block the shots of those Corruptors. We need to get some more of them in the mix! Oh my god! Beautiful stack from Rosewood, of course. The Yamato cannons getting fired off on top of all of those Corruptors. Infested turns going down below, and it looks like maybe this could be a little close. It's hard to say. Ground Army is now engaging. It looks like this is kind of a trap, but the Corruptors are kind of slowly but surely eating away at the Battlecruisers. One more will fall. Will another? Yes! Will a third or fourth? No! Oh my god, and this was possibly the game decider right there. Both players on even income, but again, the losses just absolutely staggering for our Zerg. He's taking another drop. Of course, the Battlecruiser is free to take this base in the lower right. I think at this stage, my nerves would have been racked, and I probably would have left the game already. Checking the worker count, it's 39 to 45 right now. Both players, like, I think they know they're on low income. I mean, they've mined out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases each already. Yeah, I mean, that's not cool, man. Wow, okay, so this is actually really getting there. It looks like GG gets called just as Ravage lost his main army. I'm trying to figure out just where it was. It's like these drones, the drones are getting thrown away. That's the main part. But here we go. Main army's over here, and Ravage just realized the desperate situation he was in. He didn't have the army supply to compare it to his opponent. I don't know, guys. Sky Terran. When you see Sky Terran, that means you gotta go Sky Zerg. You gotta go Corruptors. You gotta get some Infestors out. Maybe some Swarm Hosts, but I don't know how that would work out in the mix. I mean, it makes sense to me because when your opponent goes Sky Toss, you have to have Locusts when your Protoss opponent goes Sky Toss. So this has been Breaker, guys. I'll see you next time.